Hey guys, it's Sun for Games, and I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy XIV again. Now, don't you worry, you Final Fantasy XI fans, it's not going anywhere. But Final Fantasy XIV fits way better into my play for 23-minute bursts than 11 does while this puppy is still so little, which has helped a ton. For all its changes and quality of life improvements, 11 still has a way of making the simplest of tasks take at least an hour. And let me just say that if I have to walk away on a dime without worrying about what I just failed or what I died doing, I'd much rather that be happening in Final Fantasy XIV than in Final Fantasy XI. Can you say wasted merits on pop items? Anywho, now that a bunch of people I know are playing Final Fantasy XIV again, it really has been a pretty fun time. Proving my point from the other video the other day that actually what makes MMOs fun is, spoiler alert, not the game itself. But it's been hilarious watching my one friend Jared play because he's becoming a bit of an alt-aholic. For those that aren't familiar, an alt-aholic is someone who levels a bunch of jobs for 5 to 10 levels before switching off to something different, never really managing to make real progress towards the endgame. Honestly, this is usually how I play MMOs, and it's why I had 6 jobs to 75 in Final Fantasy XI, but for a while none of them had any gear worth writing home about. It's also why I only have a single 60 Black Mage in Heaven's Ward and then 4 other jobs between 50 and 52. I just jump around a lot, but for once it's not me. And it's hilarious because my buddy is usually the opposite. He's got one job that he's mastered but nothing else. The thing is, I barely have time for one job right now. There's no opportunity for me to hop around. I'm barely trying to keep up with just one. But my buddy has recently rejoined the fray and is kind of in the process of deciding what he wants to take on next. So he's hopping between Domitor, Dark Knight, White Mage, and even a bit of Machinist as he tries to work it out, which has been perfect. He makes progress on a couple different jobs while he decides which he'll stick with, giving me plenty of time to keep up with him with just his White Mage. I decided to level some Bard a bit to support his hungry MP needs as White Mage, and we've always, really enjoyed that picking duo options that support each other well, so it's fun to bring that back. Don't tell Katie though, I hope she's not paying attention right now. Her main is Bard, and she's always been a little touchy about the concept of me getting anywhere near it. Sorry babe, I love you, you're still my #1 Bard. So this has been great for maintaining my focus on a single job. Oftentimes I change too late and fall behind, and all of a sudden everyone's doing cool stuff at endgame and I'm down in the 20s again because I decided Paladin was what I was missing in my life. It's the danger of alt-aholism because you're left continuing the leveling process while everyone else has finished their mains and started working through gearing up that fresh level cap job. It is a fun way to play games so you never get too burnt out, although it can reverse on you and make you absolutely hate the same low level areas that you just keep seeing as soon as you finish them because you just hop back onto a job that's leveling through that area again. But point is, I'm sure I'm not the only one who suffered from this. Who else out there has dealt with an addiction to alt leveling? Was it you? A friend? Was it you but you're saying it was a friend? MMO players everywhere have to be dealing with this stuff, from World of Warcraft to Final Fantasy XI, and it's why the Final Fantasy MMOs in particular always appealed to me so much, at least one of the reasons. I could continue to be attached to the character and the storyline I was progressing through with that character, even if I changed jobs on that character. The point is I had a sense of self. In other games, when I decide that I want to level a different class or a different job, I have to make a whole new character and I lose that attachment. Also, all the quests I'd done before remain completed. I don't have to redo that stuff, and it just makes sense in my head that this character was learning new skills, new jobs, but it's still the same guy. All the friends I've made in game are still on the same friends list regardless. Point is, Final Fantasy XI and 14 enable my bad habits with leveling alts. It's just been weird being on the other side of that. I know I'm talking about how I handle it, but it's weird watching it from the other side. I hop on and see that each of his jobs have gone up a level or two, and he's left a White Mage behind a bit so that I can keep up. That's for my benefit, not his. He would totally hammer that through. I've always been on the opposite end. I'm super jealous. I miss jumping between stuff and suddenly realizing that I've forever outleveled an initial zone with new jobs. I mean, that's always kind of a sad moment, but it's cool. I'm sneaking in a little of that buzz by leveling a little crafting on the side, with Weaver sneaking its way through the 20s. I've got a 50 Carpenter from before Heaven's Ward, but I've always regretted that I can't do material melting myself in my old gear, so I'm trying to get Weaver up there too. But anyways, I ramble on. Let me know what you guys think. What games have you encountered this on? Any single player games or just MMOs? And what classes are the main contention? Is it changing between roles that's entirely the huge thrill, like tank to healer, or just switching between different damage dealers to different healers, like going from Bard to Black Mage or Black Mage to Dragoon or something? I want to know what everyone's habits are. I'm getting back to some closer to normal schedules. I actually had an actual gaming session last weekend for more than 10 minutes. I was actually playing Final Fantasy 15 for a while. It was awesome. I really appreciate you guys all hanging in there while I get the puppy life figured out. As always, like the video if you liked it, and please subscribe if you're new. I've got plenty of videos coming each week, and I can't wait to see you guys back. So thanks for watching. Her main is Bard. She's always been a little touchy about the I've had to say this sentence 5 times. We've got pounding upstairs. We've got dogs barking.